All right, welcome back to another Top Talks.
Hey.
Today we're gonna be talking about some changes in the military.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, garrison changes.
What?
So
What?
stand by.
Top Talks.
All right, welcome back to
Hey,
another
hey.
Top Talks. We haven't been around in a while.
I know. A lot of schedule issues. We were in Europe. We had to have a family emergency. and-
Nobody likes a breaker,
I
right?
Yeah, I
know,
know.
I know, I know.
But anyway, for you guys out there, we have a special guest. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Corey Hamilton from Washington.
Yeah, from Washington, just around the corner.
Do you see the
Just
gang
right
size?
Yeah,
So what I want to talk about, and I want
Just trying to be cool.
Yeah. The reason why Corey is here is to have a good perspective of a military perspective. I mean, civilian perspective.
Right,
Civilian.
right.
You know, so we're gonna talk about the changes that's been going around in the military. So
Is it really a change?
yeah, so specifically, I still work for the federal government, and yesterday or
Cheers.
today actually, as a matter of fact. Oh, cheers! There you go. Hey, yeah.
is that because he didn't get doged?
I didn't get those.
You gotta let him know about the requirements that you do.
Well, they stopped it.
No way.
So this week is the last week. So from I think it was April, we started sending OPM or
Your
OPD,
weekly.
our weekly 5 things that we did that past week.
Okay,
And
Just
I was
5?
like, this is 5.
that's the metric.
That's the metric.
5.
5 things.
per day or
Are
just
you-
for the
No.
week?
For a week, every Monday.
That's a little too easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are they currently hiring?
Uh-oh.
5. I can do 5 things.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can do 5 things. Sir, what's your qualifications? I could do 6 things.
Monday,
I
watched
could
the
do
five.
8.
Oh, overachiever.
that's-
You could be
that's-
the boss.
That's a lot. That's a lot, man.
Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, so this week it will be the last week, and they did something wrong.
Uh-oh.
They gave us an opportunity to provide feedback of what we thought would improve the Army. So,
The Army or
I mean,
federal?
the DoD, the Department of Defense.
Okay.
Department of Defense. So, what I did is I put in my 2 cents and I put stop micromanaging Department of Defense. That's
Okay.
basically what they did, was micromanaging, basically. So, but other than that, that's a different discussion. So, I think it was yesterday or yesterday. We had a letter come from higher saying that, hey, from now on, every Monday or every first of the month,
Yeah.
every first Monday of the month, soldiers will do the payday activities.
What is higher? What's the message from higher? Who's higher?
So this has come from General Davis so we're under,
He name dropped.
oh crap.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I mean, it's typical. I mean, it's coming from higher.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, from
What's his
the
name?
higher command,
What's his name?
General Davis.
Okay.
Which is fine. I mean, it's his prerogative. I mean, it's actually a good thing that we're starting to do this again.
Okay.
You know, because right now we're not at war, right? So the new guidance is, every Monday, every first Monday of the month, soldiers will be required to be in their dress uniforms or AGSUs to have an inspection and take care of their admin responsibilities of every first Monday of the month.
What's the uniform called?
AGSUs, Army Green Service Uniform or something like that.
The one that looks like World War II. Oh,
yeah.
Captain America.
Captain America.
Now, in the military,
Yes.
in the Army specifically, you're supposed to get ready for stuff, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So, like, I don't know if you noticed, but Roger tried to fix my microphone. It's currently down around my belly.
It's trying to listen to your heartbeat.
What's
There you
What's
go.
going on?
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
It's
there you
fixed.
go.
It's fixed.
Yeah, that's back up to standard. Continue.
So, so we used to do this a lot back in when I first joined, actually in the 90s.
90s, yeah.
You know,
Checking your uniform.
yes. So we used to do like what we call uniform inspection and TA-50 inspection. With TA-50, which is our tactical equipment that we bring whenever we go to war or whatever. So we lay it down, you know, make sure
I
it's
appreciate
clean.
you dumbing it down for me, but I
Yeah, I mean, you know,
think I could figure that part out anyway.
you know, it's the tents, the canteens, our, you know, load-bearing vests and load-bearing equipment.
LBE.
Load-carrying equipment
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
that stuff. Our you know, our magazines and all that stuff. And we're supposed to do our maintenance for our equipment and our uniform.
When do you clean the guns?
That's every time we go to the range. So twice a year, every 6 months, we're supposed to go requalify to make sure that we can shoot.
Some units shoot daily.
Depending on what the unit does.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on I mean, if their job is to pull the trigger, they'll do that on a daily, basically.
Yeah.
But for us, support, and for those who are not infantry, basically, we need to qualify for the rifle to make sure that, we can shoot the enemy in case the infantry gets run over.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
That's a lot of jabs.
But see, my point on that is like, if the infantry gets run over, I mean, we're screwed anyway.
Enemy's going for the baggage carts. Circle back.
I mean,
Circle back.
this one is good, man.
I know, it is good. Yeah.
Yeah, so one of the big what was I? Okay, one of the big changes
inspections.
they're bringing back those inspections, which to me I think it's good because it brings back, you know, the discipline and
How could you do discipline if you can't even iron the damn thing?
exactly.
You can't even shine your boots?
Yeah, you have to be disciplined to be able to shine.
Yeah.
Well, you can actually shine those brown shoes.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're in
Well,
airborne,
they used to be brown,
yeah, that's true.
and then they made it black.
Yeah, I think I like the black boots
I
better.
thought they
Same
were
here.
black.
No. So, 60s, all the boots were brown. They were given Kiwis the shoe polish to make it black.
Yeah, we have Kiwi in the civilian world.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Uh-huh.
And then, not just to make it black, you got to make it shine.
That's a counterintuitive. Because I would think you wear camouflage so people don't see you.
So
Yes.
But you want shiny boots.
yes, that's where the garrison environment comes in.
Garrison environment. So you have your tactical environment, which is the army would be currently at war. We're always deploying, blah blah blah. Let's not worry about how shiny your boots are.
Right.
Basically.
It's the functionality.
You would
Yes.
want the opposite. You want dull boots.
Yeah. Basically. Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
So, dull, but serviceable.
Yeah.
Yes. So, that's during the past, 15, 20 years?
Oh, more than 20 years.
20 years of
20
war.
plus 25.
Yeah, 20 plus years of war. Everybody was doing the same thing. But prior to that, everybody was doing garrison activities. If you were not out training in the field, you were back on post, which is for us here, JBLM,
Yep.
Lakewood, Tacoma area,
Yep.
you looked professional.
Yes.
Okay.
So, when during our days, it was the BDUs, battle dress uniform, the green camouflage.
Yep.
That's when, if we were back in garrison, we had to iron it.
Oh
make it
man.
look-
Starch it.
Starch it.
Get that little freaking
Oh,
edge
yeah.
on
Yeah.
your yeah.
Your shoes, your boots, nice and shiny, it's like glass material that you could see yourself, and you're always presentable.
Yeah.
Nice, perfect soldier.
Professional soldier.
Professional soldier.
Yeah.
So during 90s, there was the time that we exercised garrison and we exercised tactical field environment. Now they brought it back,
Yep.
which is a big change.
Very
because
big change.
I don't think anybody on today's military experienced
No.
garrison.
No, not with the new soldiers nowadays.
So you're telling me it's been sloppy.
I wouldn't say sloppy.
Sloppy.
It wasn't.
Yeah, I'll say it. I'm not in the military. I can say sloppy. don't have
I might
General
agree
what's
with that a
his
little
name.
bit.
General what's his name is inside of my check right now. I can say
I might
that.
agree with that a little bit.
I would agree.
Because whenever I go and post before this all these changes happen, and I see soldiers not in compliance with
Haircut,
haircut,
beard,
facial hair,
facial hair,
uniform.
Well, I thought facial hair was a safety thing because you got to put a gas mask on.
and that's my thing, right? It's like,
Like there's purpose to all.
right,
Everything has a purpose.
yeah,
But it also comes down to detail. Back in the day, yes, shining boots to mirror appearance is not really tactical, but it does show your attention to detail to where how much detail you get. So it comes back to where if we are operating like that in Garrison and you could follow to the detail, I could trust you that when we go to tactical environment and I tell you I need you to point your machine gun at such and such degree to your left and right,
Let's not give out any state secrets. Keep it vague.
that you would do it.
Keep it vague.
That you would do it and you would not go beyond what I tell
You wouldn't
you.
screw it up. You do what I told you
yeah,
to do instead of what
because-
you felt like doing.
Right,
Yeah.
because the left and right limits are there for a reason. And if you're sloppy about, you know what? He said 15 degrees. Let me push it to 16 or 17.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see the problem.
So this is what I want to ask. I want to ask Corey. So if you work, right, and then it's all of a sudden your management
But
says,
this is going to be fun.
yeah, and then all of a sudden your management, hey, every time you clock in, you need to be standing on Mondays of the first Monday of the month, standing in front of the store or wherever you work at, right, in our uniform, and it has to be ironed, it has to be clean, it has to be shiny, and I want you to have haircuts. How would you feel about that?
I would say, could I get the haircut on the clock?
See, so that's what the new soldiers are now feeling and thinking because they
Because
never
if you're
experienced
paying me,
it.
I'll do what you tell me to do.
Yeah,
If it's ridiculous, I'd get a new job, but but like if you want to pay me to stand in front of the store for an hour, I'll just go stand in front of the store for an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Now what?
that's a good idea,
I
right?
mean, that's straightforward, man.
Right,
That
but
is-
that's the new soldiers nowadays don't know that, and I hear it, when I walk across, a bunch of soldiers, and I hear them complain, "This is BS, blah blah. Why are we doing this? All that stuff." It's like they're complaining about it because they never experienced it, and they don't know the purpose
I can
of
tell
it.
you why.
Oh, tell me why.
I want to know.
Because we are too far away from the great generation.
That's true.
That's why
That's
it's
true.
cultural.
Wait. We talked about this before we came in. Well, we were talking on the porch, and we're like, "Hey, Corey, I think Mario and I have a podcast." And he goes like, "Podcast?
Yeah. What?
What?
A podcast?
And I'm not invited?" So here we are. But we did talk about the great generation.
Right.
Please, go ahead.
We did.
Tell us about the great, in your perspective, the great generation.
And we'll keep it tied into some of this military topic here that we're today. So, great generation went to war, selfless, built America,
Yep.
did all kinds of stuff. They were frugal, cared about other people. They'd let you go first. The great generation.
For the viewers out there who's kind of confused about the great
Okay,
generation.
great generation. So that
Era.
would be like our World War II vets.
Yes.
So if you were 20 in 1942,
I would even go.
You're part of
I would even go
the great
further that
generation.
to include the World War One folks.
I
as
would,
well.
yeah.
So what are the years that we're talking about?
So I would say born between 1890 and 1940.
Okay, go ahead.
Then
The boomers.
you have the worst generation, the boomers. The problem. The problem.
No. But listen to this. Go ahead.
Listen, they're the ones that park their cart sideways in the aisle. Nobody else exists. They're getting this huge inheritance because the great generation didn't spend a dime.
Right.
And they're wasting it on trips to Barbados.
That's the one with the Woodstock happens and all that stuff
Yeah,
happens.
they're out.
Strong men
Build.
build great.
No. Strong men build weak men.
Weak men
Build weaker men.
What is that? Is it on a plaque? Is it on a plaque somewhere?
No. So it's the analogy. It's like if you have actually, it's if you know, bad situations create strong men.
Oh, I see.
Right,
Right.
like-
Because the great generation did such a good job, their kids had it so easy. They're
Right.
terrible.
Yes.
There you go. So bad situations, great
Yeah,
people.
they're the types that
Right.
go to foreign countries, talk loud, don't respect anything else anybody else has, and
Boomers?
doesn't even know anybody else exists.
Boomers or Gen Zs and everybody else.
Well, Gen Z is different. We're just talking about boomers.
Okay,
That's-
boomers.
that's
Boomers.
us, man. No, we're Gen Z.
We're Gen Z.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Gen X.
Hold on.
No. We're Gen X.
Gen X. Gen
Yeah.
X. Gen X.
That's born in the 70s.
Yeah. 78.
We're aging ourselves.
That's all right. That's all
But see,
right.
that's a good point though, because the kids nowadays don't have that close, and you're right, they don't have that close relationship with folks from the greatest generation, and they don't understand.
Well, would it be their fault or ours for not instilling it?
No, it's not. It's the boomers' fault.
It's
It's
a-
always the boomers' fault because
think it's the boomers' fault.
listen, our parents,
Okay, well,
the
listen.
boomers,
Yeah.
told us to be like their parents. Go get a job, get out of my house, because they wanted us out of their house. They want to support us. That's
Yeah.
their house. Get out of my house. Go get your own money.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is
So we had to work hard,
Yeah.
like the great generation had to work hard.
Okay.
and then,
And then-
now it's going back in the
Yeah,
cycle.
it's just a cycle.
Yeah, it's going back into the cycle.
And our
That
kids are
cycle
kinda-
never ends, man.
So what do you call this new generation now? Is it Generation Y?
No. I think it
There was
Alpha.
it's something else because there was Z, then there was Next.
Where's my phone?
There's a Generation Next.
Yeah, Generation Next. Those are like the 20-year-old, I think.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
I don't.
I'm totally cut
Can we
off.
just stick to boomers because they're terrible. They're spending my inheritance.
Okay, so the soldiers now are complaining.
Yes. So
Yes.
They're complaining because they're not used to it.
Yeah.
So there is something new, and they're like, "This is BS." You know, why am I doing this?
Like nobody explained to them what
I'm pretty sure somebody explained it to them, but
they're not.
they're not
Because there's
Accepting.
lack of consequences.
right. They're used to what's what they've been doing this
Yeah.
whole time.
Which is nothing.
Nothing.
I'm not just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I wouldn't say. I mean, they were doing like the typical stuff, like go PT, go to work, go home, eat, sleep, go back, do PT, and all that stuff.
But they haven't even pulled trigger.
I mean, these kids,
Wow, does Call of Duty count?
I don't know.
yeah.
See,
Well, this new generation is probably not going to experience any trigger pulling at all anyway.
Remember what I said. I'm calling second year.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to war.
What, China?
2 week. Somebody else.
China.
Maybe a combination of both.
I
China.
don't think so.
No.
If we went to war with China, who's going to buy their crap? They're
Generation
trying
Z.
to find other people, but everybody else is broke. Like, Russia's got no money. They're not buying much.
They're not buying much.
Africa, forget it.
Whew.
Oh,
Yes.
man. Here, oh, well. We can talk about that
We're going
too.
to talk about that later.
Yeah. So,
So they go to war with us. They're broke.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. So it's more than China, though. It's China, Iran, North Korea, and
They just finished a deal with Iran.
oh, yeah, I guess North Korea and China and Russia.
Yeah, they're not stupid though. We have Japan. We have
Yeah.
the rest of Asia.
Yeah.
We have all of Europe.
They're
We
not
have-
gonna do it.
And then there's India. Who's India? gonna
I
side
don't
with?
know, but think about back in the day, like Germany is a small country, and they tried to take. They went told the world like, "Hey, we're the bomb. We're
Yeah.
gonna bomb you. We're gonna take over the world."
That's what they did with Germany, with Japan too.
Yeah. So you never know.
And they got bombed.
Yeah, but culturally, that's still the great generation.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, culturally.
But
no.
Nowadays,
imagine-
the youth of China, you think they're going to give up iPhones?
I don't know, but think
don't
about
know.
it though. If that do happen, right? Whatever happened back in World War II,
Yeah.
we're screwed, man.
But speaking of iPhones, they're migrating to India.
Oh,
manufacturing, you mean?
Yeah,
why didn't you migrate here?
it's cheaper over there.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
it's
can make it
cheaper
cheap.
everywhere.
We can make it cheaper here.
That's why the 25% tariff
Yeah.
flies.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, go back to topic.
Yeah.
Go back to
Alright,
topic.
so that's where I'm kind of want to have a discussion is, I mean, you pretty much told us what you think about why these kids are complaining about this, this is what the military is. You got to be disciplined, you got to do what you're told.
I think
blah,
they
blah,
just signed up for the college fund.
blah. I think so.
But you know what? Maybe, okay, going back to 96 when I signed up, and I was hearing the same rhetoric from the guys that have been 10, 15 years
Vietnam
already.
guys.
The Vietnam guys.
Yeah.
Saying like, hey, your generation's weak, blah, 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 blah. You don't know how to follow instructions. You always complain.
Yeah.
But back in 96 was the big drawdown with Clinton
Yep, I remember that.
from 800 to 400.
Yep.
And one person was doing 5 other things, 5 to 6 other things. And yes, we did complain. So I kind of do understand where these new soldiers are coming from. However, I think the difference, or I wouldn't say the difference, but what we did was figure out what happened back then and try to understand and how to move forward.
Right.
But we still got guidance because we were so young in the Army. We still had older folks in the Army that understood that transition. So, garrison environment, we didn't, that's what we knew.
Right.
We knew garrison, we never went to war. Until we went to war, and then we experienced that tactical side of the house.
So that's the other thing that I fear, right? Like, if we go back, or if we are instilled in this garrison mentality and not prepare for war, fight, train us to fight and all that stuff. If
Yeah.
we leave that, if we forget about that, I'm afraid that we're gonna do the same thing like we did in Afghanistan the first time around. You know what I mean? It's like we went in there, didn't know what's going on. We just took over Bagram, took everything over, and they're like, "All right, what's next?" Oh, Mazar-e Sharif. That's where Osama bin Laden.
Why do you call it a garrison?
Okay, so Garrison is this guy named General Garrison. No, I don't know. What do we call it, Garrison?
And that's the name of the post.
Okay.
You call the post a garrison.
Yeah, installation basically the post. Yeah. So Air Force they call it post. Army call it garrison. Air Navy don't have any.
None.
None. They have a
Just
base. I
float
guess.
around.
Yeah.
They swim around.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Marines don't even talk about it.
They sit on the boats with.
Just kidding.
Oh, hey, shots fired. Shots fired. But yeah, it's a big change, and I think it's gonna affect the morale for a little bit, and then it's gonna be the norm again.
But you know what though? It's a good separator. For people that cannot get with the program, they will self-select and get out. Either they don't extend their contract or they get chaptered out.
Yeah.
And whoever's left is going to be the ones that are actually
Committed.
committed,
Yeah.
dedicated, and maybe understands what's going on. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm good.
Are you?
I'm good.
Are you good?
Are you good?
I'm fine. I'm just trying to figure out what a garrison is.
JBLM is a garrison.
And a post. And then he said something about chapters.
Yeah. Okay. So separation. There's two ways to get out of the Army. One, retire, and or not extend.
Expired. Yeah, expired.
Finish your contract.
Yeah.
Typically 3 or 8 years.
Yeah.
Two is you get separated by the Army, saying like, you suck.
Yeah.
Fired.
We're kicking you out.
Yeah. You're a waste of oxygen. Get out of here.
Yeah.
You could only do 4 things a week, so you're out.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
3.5, you're not cutting it.
Failure to adapt, basically.
Failure to adapt. Oh, you can't run? You can't push?
Oh man.
You're out.
See ya. Yeah, if you can't run, you fail a physical fitness test 2 times. That's it.
Or, I'm a lot thinner back then, If I was in the Army today,
I wasn't going to say anything. I wasn't going to say anything. I was going to be nice, but I'm like, this guy's passing details.
If I was in the Army today, I might get kicked out.
Oh, definitely me.
Yeah, if I was in the Army
You're
today.
still in.
No. I'm out of the Army, but I'm still work for the federal government in the capacity of a civilian.
So what I've learned today is that the federal government needs to start PT tests.
No, thanks.
That would be interesting.
That'd be not interesting.
That would increase your 5 to 6.
Though that would increase a lot of layoffs because ain't no way
I can
anybody.
see Kennedy now running around with the Department of. Come on, keep up.
Yeah, let's go. Nah, that's
Yeah.
not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
That's an idea.
Nope. Yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we have, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, this is your man Mario with Corey and Mr. Rogelio
Peace.
for another Top Talks. Bye.
Subscribe.
Don't forget to hit that like button.
You gotta hit it.
Comment.